Hey everybody, John Lorden here with a special Brain Scratch update. This is about the Delphi murders case. That is the case of Liberty German and Abigail Williams, two very young girls that went through the park and unfortunately were murdered. I have a brain scratch on it I will have in the description box below in case you're not familiar with this case, but I'd be very surprised. This case is huge national news, at least here in the US. It's one of those cases that many people want to see a resolution to sooner rather than later. I would put myself firmly in that category. This is definitely a tragedy, and the police department has actually released some new information. So let's take a look at that together. The new information is primarily this sketch. So this is a sketch of the suspect. First of all, I did look at this comparison next to Ron Logan. You might remember that Ron Logan is the man that owned the land that the bodies were found on. It does not appear to be Ron Logan to me. I know that he was taken into police custody, but that was for something completely unrelated. It was a probation violation, basically. I was thinking that maybe police were holding him because they thought that he might be involved in some way. Now, after seeing this composite sketch, if this guy was acting alone, it doesn't appear that Ron would have been any part of this at all. And I think it was his wife who was being pretty vocal on Facebook about people that weren't supporting her husband and were starting to say some very rude things. Looks like she was probably right to be doing that. So, but here we do have a sketch. Now, where did this sketch come from? We're going to go to Washington Post, and we learn that a witness aided in the sketch of the suspect in these two killings. Carroll County Sheriff Toby Lazenby says the witness saw the man walking around the time the 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams were slain near their hometown of Delphi. Lazenby says he can't discuss where the witness saw the suspect. The FBI artist completed the sketch after recently meeting with the witness. Authorities are asking the public for tips on who the man in the sketch might be. The sketch released Monday depicts a white man with a prominent nose and a goatee who's wearing a cap and what appears to be a hooded sweater. Police said the suspect has reddish-brown hair, stands between 5'6" and 5'10", and weighs between 180 and 220 pounds. Investigators are asking the public to study the man's facial features and contact them with any information on him. And they're specifically saying to not pay too much attention to the hat. They are not certain that this is indeed the hat that he was wearing. This is just what the artist depiction came to. But they are fairly confident about the features of his face. So people should be paying attention to his face out there in particular. Now, this was released a few days ago, and since then, we've already gotten a bit of an update. This is from IndyStar.com. Indiana State Police are urging Facebook users to stop posting pictures of men alongside the composite sketch of the Delphi murder suspect. Quote, "Those are of no value and take up investigative time," said Captain Dave Burston, the Indiana State Police's chief public information officer. So what we have here is essentially people are now scouring mugshots. They're looking through photos, and apparently specifically a Facebook audience or a crowd on Facebook is putting pictures together of this sketch composite with these mugshots and saying, look, this is the guy. And then that information is being forwarded as tips. That's not really how these composites are supposed to work. It kind of sucks because I know people are trying to do the right thing. They want to be able to help, and they think that that might be a way that they can help in a case like this. It's not enough. it's really not enough. Just because you find a mugshot, which means someone has a criminal history, and the guy happens to look like this guy, that's not exactly a match. They release this type of thing because they're hoping that someone out there, that this will jog their memory. Maybe someone that was in Delphi at the time that remembers seeing this guy, someone, maybe a clerk that worked at a gas station or a restaurant or something, that can give them yet another piece of information, maybe what type of vehicle he was driving, maybe part of a license plate. Maybe this would jog it for someone that thinks that they know this guy personally and they know that he travels through that area of the country. Maybe he's a truck driver. That's what they're looking for when they're releasing information like this. They're not looking for essentially cold matches to people based purely on these features. When in many of those cases, if you're looking at mugshots, you probably don't even know if that person was free at that time, could have been incarcerated at that time. It's not enough. It's a little too simplistic, but I know that people are coming from the right place in terms of trying to do that. However, it is flooding police resources, in particular, according to this article. Now, they do say legitimate tips on the murders should go to the hotline 844-459-5786, or you can email them to Abby and Libby tip@cacoshrf.com. I will have all that information in the description box below so that anyone out there that has information that they think can help in this case, information that is stronger than purely a picture match of someone that you found online somewhere, can send that information to them and hopefully give them the right stuff that they can act on to solve this very troubling case. There are a few cases that I've covered over the past few years of doing this show that I would, if I had some type of magic bullet and I could get these things solved, this is probably the top of my list. Very, very close with the Missy Bevers investigation. There are a few that just really, really tug at my heartstrings, but the thing that gets me is these little girls lost so much. They were just getting started in life. They were just getting started with their independence, and all of that was taken away from them. It is really, really tragic. So if you do have the information that could help in this case, please do use that contact information below. For other people that want to help in this case, try to find other ways to do it. I know that they're doing memorial events for these girls. I believe that they are discussing building a park in honor of these girls. See if there's ways that you could pitch in around that. Finding cold photographs and sending those into the authorities because they might look like the guy in the sketch. I mean, honestly, look at this guy in the sketch. I have half of the goatee that he does. Some people could look at that picture and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, that could almost be John Lord. And I actually have a hat like that too. If I let my hair grow out and grew the top of my goatee, you could put a picture of me next to that guy and send it in. It's just that's not how these composites are supposed to be used. And I hope that I elaborated on why that's the case in a decent way so that people out there can understand. At least that's my hope. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I am hoping for more updates on this case. Anything big in terms of more information or other clues that come out, I will be sure to share with you here on the channel. And man, would I love to do an episode of Case Cracked on this case. I am waiting for that day. Thank you, everyone, for checking this out. And please be sure to come back here and see more on the Lord and Arch channel.